What up, people? You know, you may notice that these days it seems like there's a lot more going on at schools with teachers hitting children, and I just saw this video about a teacher who had hit a kid, and she wants her job back, and the kid was all up in her face, and she elbowed him or whatnot, and she wants her job back now, and a lot of people are saying, oh, this is ridiculous, you don't hit kids, and you know what? I gotta say that I'm on the teacher's side on this one. Kids these days are a bunch of punk little bitches. It resonates with the way they behave online, the way they behave on the highway. They don't respect their elders any longer. They seem to think that they have this, a new way of thinking, that everybody else is just old school. But the biggest problem is the parents. I hate to say it, but these parents, I've known these parents. They'll take their kids and they'll send their kids to school, and they'll have problems. Their kids will have problems with school, and the teachers will have talks with the parents, and then the parents will blame the teachers, saying, "Oh, well, my kid keeps having problems with this teacher, so it's the teacher's fault." I know there's a lot of bad teachers out there. I'm not going to deny that. But most of the ones who seem to be bad have just given up because of a lot of shitty kids that they have to deal with on a daily basis that just don't care about anything. And I know it because I know how teenagers act, and I know how people act, and I know how I was as a kid, and maybe I wasn't the most respectful, but I respected my teachers. I went to school, I did my thing, and I respected my parents. So all I can say about people who have kids who are reacting harshly at school is that you may want to check your parenting skills, because it only goes so far to blame society for the way your kids act. The truth is that the kids spend most of their time right here at home with their parents, and it's up to you to make the effort. If you're sitting there and watching TV all day while your kid's running around doing shit, and then you want to blame society for the way your kid acts, then that's your choice. But I know that 90% of the kids that act out have bad parents that just don't do their job correctly. And I know we're distracted by a lot of other things, and a lot of parents will use the excuse of, well, I have to work. I have a lot of work. Look, if your work interferes with your parenting, then maybe it's time to take a different job, because the most important job you will ever have is raising your kids. And if you fail to raise them properly in that little 18-year span to where when they're out of the house, then you're just going to create a lineage of problems down your bloodline. So what's the problem in having kids what's the point in having kids in the first place? I thought that having children was to teach them and pass on our values and virtues to the next generation, and to carry on our name. But if our name has fallen to white trash, then we really don't need to carry that on much anymore. If anyone takes offense to that, well, then you're probably white trash. So, no offense meant, but I should say if you take offense, then that's your own problem, because you're seeing yourself as white trash. It's not just white trash, it's black trash, there's red trash, brown trash, yellow trash. It doesn't matter. There's no specific race that has a culture on being assholes or idiots. But most parents who have kids that act out are just simply ignorant parents, because you didn't see this 150 years ago. You didn't see kids running around schools and showing off knives and stuff in the schoolhouses back in the 1800s and stabbing classmates and whatnot. It just didn't happen because kids were at home respected by their parents. And this is just a message to the parents that are blaming the school. It's really the parent first, and I think that all parents know that. And if they don't, well, they shouldn't be parents. Peace and love.